coaching merry-go-round is getting more and more interesting. We're going to talk about the Gold Coast Suns and also the spectre of Alastair Clarkson. First, this was the chairman, Tony Cochrane, on the weekend regarding Stuart Dew.
We said to Stewie, don't worry about contract. Let's have a year where all you do and all your only focus is the progression of our group. But the truth is we've now bonded together under Stewie, a really good group. If you've got a whole group of players who love the coach, things are pretty good.
And certainly it's looking a lot better for Stuart Dew now than it was at the start of the season.
Has he done enough?
Not yet. I think the next 3 weeks will tell, and very significant game against Port Adelaide this weekend. Very significant 3 weeks for Stuart Dew. Obviously, it's a big story because Alastair Clarkson is looking for a job and wants to coach again. Does he want the Suns job? I think if you pushed Alastair against a wall and made him declare a club, I think he would say the Gold Coast Suns. But I also know that GWS, who we know are looking for a coach and don't have a coach at the moment, certainly not a full-time one, have sounded out Alastair Clarkson. So what does Alastair Clarkson do? Does he pursue...
What do you think?
I think he's got to make a call in the next 3 weeks. I mean, I think GWS is a great prospect.
But you're saying Gold Coast may not have made a call on Stuart Dew?
No, I think Stuart Dew has ticked off pretty much all the KPIs that were put in front of him, but he's not quite there.
The Giants would wait for Alastair, wouldn't they? They're not in any hurry, are they?
Well, no, I guess not, but I just think the Gold Coast is intriguing because the AFL loved, whatever Tony Cochrane says, and I'm sure Gillan McLachlan hasn't spoken to him, they love the prospect of Alastair surrounded by strong football people because he does need a strong core around him. He's worked with Mark Evans before. Wayne Campbell is a good, strong footy manager.
Where does Ken Hinkley fit in all of this, Caro? Terrific win on the weekend.
Ken Hinkley had their greatest win of the season. It was unbelievable with the personnel they had down against a good club in Sydney, but he's not over the line for 2023, despite what the club says. He's
the Giants fit, isn't he? Do you think?
No, I still think he is. I still think
Yep.
there's a bit of Gold Coast in Ken Hinkley as well. So I think those 3 clubs and the 3 coaching positions are intriguing. If I had to call it now, I'd say Stuart Dew's almost there, but he's not there yet.
And then the Crows, remarkably, who have contracted their coach, haven't had much of a better win-loss record than some of the others in the same spot.
Well, it was just on display yesterday, wasn't it? Because both of these teams, Gold Coast and Adelaide, won 7 games last year. They finished 15th and 16th on the ladder. They played off against each other. So this was Matthew Nix's record. They finished last in 2020, 15th last year. They're currently 15th.
They are further into the build, though.
I don't know. Well, they finished lower on the ladder last year, so I'm not sure why and how you could say that. They recontracted Matthew Nix in December, and at the time I was, why did they need to contract him in December with that record, knowing Alastair Clarkson may have been up for grabs? So they've fallen into Matthew Nix until the end of 2024, and in hindsight it was probably a mistake.
I think it's their skill level, Kane, that's really jumping. I know you're concerned about the talent across the board, but their skills yesterday were appalling. Just on the Gold Coast Suns, the players are voting with their feet, I think, for Stuart Dew. This isn't just a 2-week, 3-week, 4th. This is a 6-week thing, and I thought the pressure yesterday was outstanding. This is always a danger game, a game they should win. They've won 5 of their last 6 now, and 2 of those wins were against Fremantle and the Sydney Swans. So this is good form. It's stacking up, and it's efforts like this time and time again, which I've never seen from the Suns in my time watching them. So
you'd sign him now?
I would. Yeah. I would, because I don't really need to see much more. I think rather than starting again with a new coach, it'll only just set them further back.
And Brett Ratten's the other one. Despite the loss on the weekend, they're very happy with their senior coach, it seems, according to the president and the head of football.
We've always said that Brett Ratten will be a long-term coach and be the coach that hopefully takes us to our long-awaited second flag. You can see how secure he's felt in the fact that, last week we had 3 draftees in the same side and a bunch of other things that we're doing that show that Brett's playing with a long-term view. He's not in fear of his contract.
Look, I think that's heading in the right direction for Rats, and he deserves that. He's done a really good job, and I think the overall culture of the club's heading in a really good direction as well, and he's obviously a key figure in that.
The run home is tough, so line ball to make the 8, but I suspect if now you'd get the job done with Brett, give him the comfort.
I wouldn't have them as favourite until round 19, so that's how dire this situation is, Kane, for them.
So once again, Caro, the interest is around, is it the right time to extend the coach? 10 wins last year, missed the 8. Yeah, I think that's past now. I think they've got a handshake deal and they've agreed by the sounds of it.
It's virtually done, and it's a 2-year extension. They're a recipient club like Port Adelaide, so the most you could pay out a coach if you do sack him is 6 months. I hate to be brutal, but a 2-year deal is not a real 2-year deal. Nobody tipped them to be even challenging for the top 4 at the start of the year, so they have outperformed our expectations.